Hello, I am one students. Welcome to final review, day one. What I'll be doing is hopefully we have your packets in front of you and you'll be working on these problems along with me. These problems are guaranteed or your money back that these will be on the final exam. So today we're going to be working on chapter 6, systems of equations, and also looking at multiplying binomials and solving for a variable. All right, so let's get started. So the first one for chapter 6, system of equations, we have three different ways we solve systems. We have the equal values method, substitution, and elimination. So for the equal values method, this one right here, we are looking for where x or any kind of variable in itself is equal to the rest of the equation. So here I have an x equals and an x equals. And because I have those two, I'm going to set this part equal to this part here. So let's go ahead and do that now. So right along with me. Negative 5y minus 4 is equal to 4y plus 23. So now notice that I don't have x's and y's anymore. I just have y's. I'm going to solve the equation for y and actually get a number. And remember, when we're solving system of equations, we'll have two answers. We'll have a value for x and a value for y. All right, so I'm going to subtract 4y from both sides of my equal sign. This goes away. I get negative 9y minus 4 is equal to 23. Then I'm going to add 4 to both sides of my equal sign. This is a 3. This ends up going to 0. I get negative 9y is equal to 27. Then lastly, I'm going to divide both sides by negative 9. And y is equal to negative 3. So now I have the first part of my answer, which is negative 3. But now I need to solve for x. So let's go ahead. It doesn't matter if we pick the top equation or the bottom. I'm going to pick the top and say x is equal to negative 5. And now I know what y is. It's negative 3 minus 4. So now x is equal to negative 5 times negative 3 is positive 15 minus 4. And x is equal to 11. So now I've just solved my system of equations using the equal values method. The second method is substitution. This one was a little harder for people. With substitution, I'm going to substitute what y equals into the y of the second equation. So let's go ahead and rewrite the bottom second equation. 2x, that stays the same. But instead of y, I'm going to put in 7x minus 5. And I'll put it in parentheses so that you see that what y now is 7x minus 5 is equal to 13. Now, sometimes we have a number in the front of the parentheses, but I don't here. So I'm just going to remove the parentheses, and I get 2x plus 7x minus 5 is equal to 13. Now, once I have this, I'm going to start combining like terms. And notice that my 2x, my 7x are like terms. I'm not going to subtract them from each other. I'm just going to add my like terms together. So I get 9x minus 5 is equal to 13. Now, because I have this equal sign and my like terms on either side of the equal sign, I'm going to add 5 to both sides. And I get 9x is equal to 18. And then lastly, divide both sides by 9. X is equal to 2. So the first part of this one is 2, but I haven't found y yet. So I am going to use the top equation because I have y equals something that may make it easier to solve. 7, and instead of x, it's 2 minus 5. Y is equal to 14 minus 5. Y is equal to 9. So there it is. I've solved the system of equations. I have my two answers, or my coordinate point where the two lines intersect, and it's 2, 9. Now the last one is elimination. So elimination means that I have got an x and x, a y and y, and a number on the other side of the equal sign. So what I'm going to do is instead of equal values method or substitution, I am just going to add the two equations together. So notice though, when I add the two equations together, none of them eliminate. And my whole purpose of this is to eliminate. So what I'm going to do before I eliminate everything is I'm going to make one of these equations eliminate four variables. So I'm going to multiply the bottom one by a -1. And you'll see why in a minute. So the top one I'm going to write the same. But the bottom one, a -1 times 2 is -2x. -1 times -y is +y. And then -1 times 19 is -19. So all I did was I distributed that -1 into my parentheses. Now, when I use my elimination method, I add down, this goes to 0. And now I'm in the same situation as my others where I have one variable. When I add down, as 6y is equal to -18. Now I'm just solving for y and I'll get a value. So if I divide both sides by 6, y is equal to -3. So there's my first part of my answer. I'm not done yet. So now I got to put that -3 into the top or bottom equation. It doesn't matter, but I'm going to use the top one. So -2x plus 5 times -3 is equal to 1. 2x minus 15 is equal to 1. I'm going to add 15 to both sides of the equation. This goes away. I end up with 2x is equal to 16. Divide by 2, x is equal to 8. And there's my answer. All right. Hopefully you've been following along. You kind of remember these steps from last time. So now you'll be trying these on your own at the bottom here. Now remember to read some of these questions carefully. This one just says, use any method to solve the method below. So that means you get to choose which method. Okay? When it says try some more, solve each system, you need to identify which system makes the most sense, which method makes the most sense. All right. For the last one, last two problems here. Multiplying the binomial. Now, some of you remember this from our last test. A lot of you guys actually did very well, but here we go. Let's go ahead and multiply the binomial, meaning that we're going to use our area model. And then for the first part of my binomial, I have x and a 5. My second part, 2x minus 7. So now with my area model, I'm doing length times width. So x times 2x is, sorry, let's see here. Oh, there we go. Come on, back out here. Is 2x squared. 2x times 5 is 10x. -7 times x is -7x. And -7 times 5 is -35. So your answer is, oh, it did it again. Your answer is going to be 2x squared minus 7x plus 10x minus 35. Now, if I combine like terms, I get 2x squared plus 3x minus 35. I would accept any of these as your answer. All right, hopefully you understood that one. Again, a lot of you guys did really well on it the last test. All right, for the last example I'm going to give to you today for this video is solve the equation, for y. So we're going to give you, we should give you the variable and you're going to solve for y. Now when there's two variables, you are not going to have a number as your answer, like what we had up here in our system of equations. When I have one variable, I got a number. But if I don't have one variable, if I have two or more variables, I'm just going to have y equals something. That's what's going to be my answer. So I've got -5x plus 2y is equal to 10. I'm going to, because I want y by itself, I'm going to add the 5x to both sides of my equal sign. I get 2y, because this cancels, is equal to 10 plus 5x. I cannot add these two together. They are not like terms. All right, my last part. Now I want y by itself. I'm going to divide both sides by 2. Y is equal to 10 divided by 2 is 5. Plus 5 divided by 2, well, that's 5 halves x. This is my answer. It's going to be y is equal to 5 plus 5 halves x. I just solved the equation for y. So make sure you pay special attention to what it says. Here it says y, here it says y. This one says x, so you have to solve for x. And this one says, what is the value by when x is negative 4? All right. I hope this is helpful. I hope to see you guys soon. Enjoy the video and remember to always ask questions.